Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the forces of JDB's Kitchen make their triumphant return to the island's financial center. And the recent refugees of Purple's Coming dig through the dunes of Brimstone Sands. And the forces of Commit expand the Syndicate Union by securing the uncontested Monarch's Bluff. KOTT News were on the scene in Monarch's Bluff and spoke with the top healer of the match. Chorizo, do you want to say a few words?
Just that I got 3 kills with the light staff. Get good scrubs. That's about it in a 1 minute war or 2 minute war. How long was it?
I'm sorry it wasn't that exciting for you.
Oh man, that's the very first time I ever went 3-0 like that in a war. So.
And as a healer, I mean, you pulled in a perfect game, as they say.
Yeah. I don't know about perfect. I think there was a lot I can improve on in that war, in that 2 minute war.
Moments later, KOTT responded to the fall of Brimstone Sands and got reactions from the newly anointed governors. Congratulations on your victory into the fort and over with in about 15 minutes, if that. Would you care to take us through how you were able to succeed so quickly?
Well, honestly, I had no idea what the plan was going into it. I just got off work and, had 5 minutes. I literally just drove here as fast as I could, hopped on my computer. We hopped in Discord, and, my group didn't even have a main caller. It was just so weird, but I guess we just beat the shit out of him. It was kind of easy. It was weird.
Well, was there anybody in your group who stood out in their performance tonight?
I would just like to give a shout out to Rezi. He's in my group. He was just a random fill-in, and boy, I just love that kid. He's awesome. He did well. Same with our healer. Our healer Mustard had first time healing us both. Did a good job. Hey, can I say one thing?
Of course. What would you like to say?
Hey, I just want everyone to know. Make sure you fight like a demon, bark like a dog.
As that interview was wrapping up, so was the war in Windsward. KOTT News caught up with the JDB representative to talk about their return. Congratulations on your victory in Windsward, once again taking back the financial capital of the island. How's it feel to be back?
You know, there's a lot of things I'd like to say, and I'd like to thank everyone here that, came out to support me. A lot of guys from the company, have been putting me up and putting a lot of work into getting, some of my gear finished. I was getting my ult today. I was getting a bunch of other stuff, leveling up my gear in general, shard buying, gold, all of that. It's a lot of work we put in, a lot of people are saying, wow, these guys just destroyed them. But you gotta realize there's even more work put into this win than it was just, we destroyed them. We worked so hard for this, we got value out of it.
It sounds like you did. Putting the final touches on getting your equipment ready and your abilities ready. Anybody out there in particular on your team who helped you get over the line tonight?
Ryug, got me a bunch of gear, so let's just say that an undescript amount of gear. It was very expensive, but if you want to take a look at this, I'll give you a little look of this sword in area chat. This is, one of my favorite pieces of gear. I have it on a few accounts now, but it's my favorite.
It looks pretty sharp. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it looks pretty great,
Well, let me ask you, now that you're back, do you have any ambitions to expand the Syndicate beyond the borders of Windsward?
I think it's quite realistic to say that we will once own the entire map, and that anyone who doesn't follow our rules will be subject to terrible things that I'm not going to describe. But I think that, we showed Outcasts that we can beat them in 15 minutes, and then that's it, man. We're going to take them down. We're going to eat them alive. Other things that are probably too violent to describe here, but that's what we're going to do.
Returning to our continuing coverage of the Season 1 activities event, last night's card was a capital I. Leave a comment below if you're taking the time to create different shapes along the way. Turning to the weather for today, and another afternoon of sunshine for all you flower sniffers out there, vanquishing wasps and gathering pollen. But look out after sundown as the temperatures drop and the corruption invasion forces come out across 40% of the island. Another submission for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. Tonight, the Marauders of Emotional Damage assail the Syndicate members of Commit for control of the master fishing port town of Reekwater. The CEOs of Beijing Corn return to the action after taking a couple of weeks of practice, preparing themselves to get past this level of difficulty. Commit forces coming off their cakewalk up the bluff last night are well rested and prepared to commit their entire army to defending again tonight. We'll have any late-breaking outcomes and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, This has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.